Well, hello there. It is week 13 for us, and we're moving into spring break. So, this video that I'm producing will be available for you to, of course, do attendance over spring break if you want, but just know that, for the following week for the week we're coming into, the intent is if you want to work in the coming week, you sure can, because I've made, of course, the lectures available. And I actually even got the Learn Together for week 13, again, the one after spring break, ready so that you can check it out. I'm really excited about the content. I probably say that every time. I bet I do. I'm excited about the content for this section, learning about constructor functions and classes. And here's the deal. I've finished now the first round of the Dev 1 code reviews. Okay, so we had Dev 0, we had Dev 1, and then we'll have Dev 2 at the end of the semester. And I know not everyone got in on that schedule, and I'm thinking you may have missed a really important piece that you needed to do. So I'm going to reiterate it because I get it. There's so much going on. I mean, of course, there's a lot of what's going on in our class. And then there's just a lot going on in your life that I have no idea about. And not that you need to tell me, but by the way, if you want to, just chat about it. If there's something if there's something you feel I could help, or if you just need somebody to talk to, I'll do my best, but I can also help you find services like today. I know I'm sidetracking here a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Today, I posted on our class chat. So if you're not on class chat, it's a great time to get on there because FYI, it's just where I post information of various things. Like I posted a job search announcement from Bitwise. And today, this morning, I posted an ability for students to apply for a $500 grant. And so you can check out the details of that. So it's good to be on class chat. Okay, so how I got to this topic. So check that out. So I got on this topic because I know there's a lot that's going on in your life, in the world, and things I really can't imagine, but some I can because we're all going through this shared experience of mostly, if your life allows it, to be at home, right? So as you see today, I'm actually in a little different position in my normal recording setting. I've actually changed my whole setup to be more focused just on recording and walking. Actually, below me is a treadmill now. That's something I've been really thinking about for a long time. But I finally did it, finally pulled that trigger and bought it because it's an important part for me, especially being home, is being able to exercise. I mean, I exercise anyway, but this gives me the ability to walk and consume content. Haven't been able to learn how, or haven't trained myself to walk and code yet. I think I got to get a better desk because my desk moves a little and it's already hard enough. Anyway, I digress. The whole purpose of this line of discussion was about that I think some of you may have missed a really important part of my offer about extending your Dev 1 code review. And it was that you needed to have reached out to me to schedule something with me after spring break. So I'm trying to be understanding. I'm going to be understanding here, but I need you to get this done so that you and I can communicate about what would work. Now, what you can do is just look at the code review schedule that I put up that happened this week and, look at those times. There are going to be a little bit of changes because I am being asked to go into meetings the week after spring break. But the important thing is you need to reach out to me. Tell me you want to do a code review for Develop 1, right? And set a schedule with me. So in order to take advantage of this extra time, you have to do this step, right? Because if I don't hear from you by the time we get back, I'm going to assume you're not doing it. And you don't want me to assume that if it's not true. Okay. All right. So again, this will be the attendance I'll go ahead and release today. It will be not due until we get back. And don't let the weeks throw you, right? Even though it's week 13, I'm sitting here looking at it. It's the week we're coming into because I don't count this spring break pause on our schedule. It'll still be week 13 when we get back. All right. Well, thank you very much. By the way, let me just say one word or two about the code reviews I did do, which was awesome. It was so fun for me. I saw some really great work this week. I mean, the variety of work too was it was amazing. So the one thing I would say for anybody that's interested who completed the review this week and you want to share your work, feel free to do that in this post. Like put your code up on public, right? And provide a link to if you would like to show off, which everyone who did one should show it off because again, great work. It was really, and it was such a variety. Like I said before, the one thing I need to say, and this is really okay, but just to be clear, we all agreed a couple weeks back that we would not submit work with allowing user input, handling the input, using an input field in HTML, but handling that in JavaScript. We would not do that without handling that error somehow or handling that input, validating that user input. And you did that for the people who did it, but a couple of you used the prompt where it prompts saying, hey, there's an issue. So I want you to not do that anymore. And here's why. That use of prompt, and actually the code that does it is called alert. That is really something we are trying to not use in JavaScript, mostly because users can easily block pop-ups and that particular thing, if a user has a standard pop-up blocker, I'm trying to remember if this is true. I'm pretty sure this is true. If they have that and in your code, the way you're handling that message back to the user saying, hey, something wasn't correct. If you're doing that through a prompt, the chances are they won't see it. And not only that, users get really annoyed. And I know this because I do when things pop up like that. So and that's why, was it 2 weeks ago now, I included the Web Dev Simplified example of how one very simple way to handle those validation messages back to the user. And we can talk about more of those as we go forward, but that's our second agreement. First, we agreed we wouldn't do an input without handling at very, very bare minimum, at least put a required. And by the way, the required on the input only works if you're using a form. So that doesn't work if you just have a button. All right, so as we move in, and this is what I will end with today, as we move into our next section, I want you to think about what you're going to do for your last dev project. And what you can do is take the concept that you did, because many of you, what you started with in Dev 0, continued on Dev 1, you could do that same concept through Dev 2. And in this case, you're going to take that code and refactor it to be refactored into a class. So you'll see that again in these next couple of weeks. And I'm figuring out, because we are going to get to cover asynchronous JavaScript, and that's where we make calls, reach out to the web for some kind of data. If I will include that in the last Dev 2, I'm not sure I will. But I want you to start thinking about this now. How are you, what are you going to do? What concept? And again, maybe you need to see, because he's going to create a game, the Hangman game. But remember, it doesn't have to be a game. It could be whatever your concept is or some other different concept done in that programming style. Or we might actually call it a programming paradigm. Buddy, can you paradigm? Okay, you should be laughing. Anyway, happy spring break. I hope you get some time away from I say that and I think away from where, right? I mean, I know everybody's situation is different. I happen to have a really nice front yard and an area I can walk around in. So that's nice for me. I hope you have something like that. I hope you can get some time to go outside. I hope your life, um, you find peace during this week coming up. I hope you get to take a break or not, if that's what you'd like to do. If you'd like to just continue on with the course content, you could probably finish the rest of the Udemy course because I'm going to make it available. It's already been available all the way through. As a matter of fact, while we're sitting here looking, look at this, right? The Udemy course is what you need to do, and we go all the way through week 17. And then you can see right there where our last dev project is. Okay, longer than my normal attendance, but I guess I had a lot to say. All right. Peace